I found this Twitter account called Libs of TikTok. And holy, it's a gold mine. The dumbest people I've ever encountered. You must understand all the complexities of her gender and... Oh no, that's them. That's their caption. This is Libs of TikTok. They highlight these... these woke queens. This TikToker is replying to a comment that says, I'm confused because your bio says you're gay, but if your boyfriend's trans, then you won't be gay anymore, or you will be bi? It's just so LGBTQIA. I don't even know what that sense is. She's dating a trans guy, and so that doesn't mean she's gay or she's bi. Like, think about it. If you're a girl dating a trans guy, does that make you bi? Or are you a lesbian? What are you? What's your sexuality?
Okay, everyone's really confused, so I'm gonna explain this. I am non-binary, and I call myself bi and gay and queer. Those are all terms I use for myself. I say bi to, like, help people understand that I'm interested in, like, all people, like, people that have the same gender as myself and people who have a different gender as myself. But no matter who I'm dating, I'm always gay because I'm not cis and I'm not...
Do you hear this fucking nonsense? What are you talking about? Just fuck the trans guy and shut up. No one cares. How many different letters did you have to classify yourself as here? Who cares? These people have zero personality, nothing going on in their life, and so they just fill themselves up with cis, queer, trans, bi, pan. What the fuck are you talking about? Genuinely.
A boy or a girl, so it's gay. Does that help?
She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She's so far into her nonsense, she's confusing herself.
Does that help?
No.
Like, I typically almost, like, exclusively go for other trans people. So, like, the fact that my boyfriend is trans, like, we call each other boyfriends. Like, I'm his boyfriend, too.
What? These people need to find Allah. That's fair. They could use some Islam.
He's my we're boyfriends. So I'm gay and bi and queer. That's like
what you're gay and bi and queer? Stop trying. No. This shit. And you really expect people, like, they still get triggered when you don't say the right pronouns or you don't classify themselves properly. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Does that help?
No, it doesn't help. Someone, there's gotta be one of you. There's gotta be an alphabet person in this chat. What is she talking about? Haram in the chat. Spam the fucking... Put all those letters in there. I see them in there.
Like, I typically almost, like, exclusively go for other trans people.
This is the collapse of Western society. This is the end of Western civilization.
So, like, the fact that my boyfriend is trans, like, we call each other boyfriends. Like,
they call each other boyfriends. Please. Me telling my students my ex-boyfriend texted me. First off, why are you putting your class on TikTok? She's a teacher, and this... First off, she should be fired. Teach the kids. Second, why are you telling them about your ex-boyfriend? How old are these children, and you're putting them in...
Me telling my students my ex-BF texted me.
Are you ready? Yeah. So, there I was minding my own business, and guess who texted me last night? My ex-boyfriend.
Boyfriend. They get validation from everything, not just from their class, but they're getting validation from TikTok. There's too much. They don't even see how haram this is because everything is validating it. These literal children who don't know better, and TikTok who's just gonna nod their head at any bitch who puts a phone on them.
What did he say? He said, every single night I wish that I could text you, but I just don't, frowny face.
What? Can we see the text?
That's sussy. How lost are these women? Chat, we need to pray. Pray 5 times for these women. Please. These poor children. What are they learning? What does this have to do with class?
Definitely sus for sure.
Why don't you get back up?
I didn't text them back, should I?
Yeah.
Me telling my students
She's asking children if she should text her ex-boyfriend. She's repeating their it's sussy? Inshallah, Muhammad, please. Sussy. No, where'd it go? There we go.
It's Cameron, and I'm a.
This person identifies as a bird. I didn't watch this. I didn't watch this yet. This was enough for me to want to play this on stream. This person identifies as a bird and uses ear pronouns because birds don't inherently have a gender.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and I'm a member of our DID system. So Avery and I are both birds. I am a cardinal, and Avery is a blue jay.
You're mentally insane. Avery is a schizophrenic, and you are mentally insane. You're not a bird. You're fucking nuts.
So Avery and I are both birds. I am a cardinal, and Avery is a blue jay. We like AM air pronouns in particular because they feel even further removed from gender than they, them, theirs, and being
they, them, theirs is not further enough removed from gender. They're so gender neutral, they're birds. Do you hear this? Birds. Okay.
birds, while we do have our own gender expression, we don't inherently have a gender at all. And not in the way that, like, we're just non-binary. It's that, like, our species as, like, an avian-human hybrid does not inherently have any kind of gender at all. So you use them just like singular pronouns, like he, him, or she, her. Spelling and pronunciation-wise, it's like they, them, theirs without the TH at the beginning. So the best way I think to practice is to...
Fuck you. Fuck you. And ruining the language. And then you know what? You get canceled if you mispronoun. If you misgender them, they're like, excuse me, are you gonna misgender me? E-M ear? I want to E-M rip your ears off. You bird.
Write out a couple of short sentences using like he, him, his, and himself. And then go back through and erase all of those pronouns and fill them in with am, air, self.
How bored are you? Chat, like, is there one of you? There's got to be someone. There's got to be one of you in the chat. It's too common. You have any of these at your school? I remember the first time a fucking gender neutral person popped up at my school. It was just a bitch who was bored. Some white girl. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is some white shit for the most part. And then we all had to say your pronouns in class. Can you give them their pencil? I'm like, yeah, I gave her a pencil. No, you gave them their pencil. I'm like, okay, sorry. Okay, here's their pencil. Here's your pencil. Sorry, here's. Can I say your? Can you say your? Y'all, here's y'all pencil. I was in class, in English class, and I told one person, here's y'all pencil. I literally wanted to just like, what is school? What are we learning? They get mad at you. My teacher corrected me. And now, this is what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know what this one is. It just, I saw 5 seconds of it and she seemed insane.
Hi, it's Jane. So look what I did all by myself today. Look. I learned how to do it all by myself. Look.
Mental insanity. Mental insanity. Don't say massive prank in the chat. This is real. I know these people. Chat, I know you've interacted with there. It's not just on TikTok. I know it's blowing your mind seeing it now. This is real. I did it all by myself. Do you like my sparkly glitter? What is happening? What is happening?
Yeah, so we were gonna go swimming, but the pool was closed. So we didn't get to go swimming today. But that's okay. We still are gonna have fun. And we're gonna watch Dead End Drive with the boys. And yay! And I just wanted to come and say,
she's raising insane children. You cannot raise sane children after this. She's acting like literally she has children. That's what it says right here. And she's acting like a child, like younger than her children.
say hi and show you my hair because I worked really hard on it.
I worked really hard on my hair. The filters are hiding it. This bitch has got to be 59. At least 38. Look at, like, this is a grown-ass person. She was born in 73.
Took a little while, but I did it!
Don't say stop. I need to play it. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. So we can... Please. The West needs some guidance. We're losing it. I'm losing it. I'm going nuts, bro. I went to school with these people, bro. Bro, I live in Brooklyn, New York. I live in Brooklyn, New York. I go to, like, if you want to go to a coffee shop and sit down, like this morning, the coffee shop I usually go to was closed. Or yesterday was closed. And so I went to some random one that I looked up, like I had to walk a while. And I go there, and it's these people. I had a picture, I sent it to Musa. It said, like, we have genderqueer employees, so please refrain from using singular pronouns. You could say y'all, you could say pal, you could say friend, but don't use pronouns. And they didn't have fucking Wi-Fi. The food sucked. And everyone's just sitting there confused. There's no male, no female. It's just everyone's like, what do you want to drink? Just these non-people. Just blobs. Just...
I'm growing up. Took a little while, but I did it! I'm growing up.
Black A5 said, got family in Europe that had their children taken by protective services for teaching them against this LGBT nonsense and raising them religiously. Like, I'm not gonna raise my kids religiously because I don't feel like I need that, but like, most people need it. We need a little bit of it because this, look at that. Look at her. And they're teaching the kids this. Abdul Muhammad, don't say what's your OnlyFans. Don't. We're not. I'll pray for you.
As a queer teacher, the passing of the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida has been extremely distressing for me. Not only for myself as a young professional, but also for my students, many of whom are queer.
They're teaching your kids. This is what's in charge of the youth. When you drop little Timmy off at school and you say, bye, Timmy. This is who's watching him. Her. She's watching your kids. They're learning from her.
Or LGBT, identified as LGBT. And a couple of small steps that I have taken that I think other people might appreciate as well is I have made sure that my subtle voice is heard. So as you can see, I have a shirt on that says, "This is how I use my teacher voice." It's from Miss Frazzled. If you don't follow her, she's great. But I use this to show kids subtly, hey, I'm here for you.
Subtly.
Like, I'm all about supporting you. I also have a pride flag in my classroom, and I know that's not safe for everybody to have right now, but you could also put like a small sticker up. You could also just like subtly have rainbows on your desk, all of that stuff. So just subtly letting kids know, hey, I'm queer too, or hey, I'm an ally. As a queer teacher.
And you guys are saying, I'm telling you, this is where I went to high school. I went to one of these schools where they had a fucking safe space triangle rainbow on every door, letting you know it's an ally, that it's a safe, welcoming environment. And I dealt with this for 3 years. I'm not making this shit up. It's not just an anomaly. It's not just highlighted as if it's a random incident. There's so many examples of this.
The passing.
Just teach the fucking kids, bro. You're saying, why is she breathing so hard? It's because she's fat as fuck. Because of body positivity. My body, my choice.
Of the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida has been extremely distressing for me. Not only for myself as a young professional, but also for my students, many of whom are queer or
many of my students
or LGBT, identified as LGBT. And a couple of small steps that I have taken that I think other people might appreciate as well is I have made sure that my subtle voice is heard.
My subtle.
So as you can see, I have a shirt on that says, "This is how I use my teacher."
Oh, this is how I use my teacher. And then you think it's just teachers. It goes to therapy too. This is why, like, I'm telling you, you shouldn't go to therapy. Therapy's overrated. Too many people are doing it. Too many people are saying the same stuff. When I was in therapy, my therapist told me, you just want to hear yourself talk. You don't need therapy. Talk to your friends. The problems that you have that you're going to therapy with, you know the answer. You know what to do. You're just validating your problems. It's not just teachers. Listen to the therapist too.
Men, and for some reason we don't really talk about. Almost all mass shooters are cisgender men, and for some reason we don't really talk about men being the primary problem. Can we please blame the patriarchy and not blame mental health?
What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, grown man?
People with mental illness are far more likely to be the victims, not the shooter. Remember, pinning everything on mental health is also a...
So he's saying that mental shooters, or active shooters, are not even mentally ill. They're just patriarchy, and the victims are How are you saying that somebody who's that sick to go shoot up a school is not mentally ill? Of course, they're not patriarchy destroying your mentally ill clients. What's happening? What the fuck is happening, bro? That's sussy. What he's saying is a little bit sussy to me.
a good way to distract you from focusing on the problem of gun ownership. And you know it's a distraction because the people in power who blame mental health don't give a shit about improving access to mental health care. They want you to think that all the shooters are crazy so that they can justify having all their guns. Whatever. I'm not saying anything you don't
Whatever.
already know. This is fucking stupid and horrifying. Almost all mass shooters are cisgender men, and for some reason, we don't really talk about men being the primary problem. Can we please blame the patriarchy?
Big sussy. That's sussy. Whatever. This dude's a fucking bitch. And that's who's... That's your therapist. That's who's fixing your mental health. It's the patriarchy? Haram. That's all I had loaded up. I want to look more at this, bro. Chat, you want to see more of these? Is this eye-opening at all, or is this just stuff you know? Because a lot of people in the chat are like, this is a skit. There's so much in here that I can't even like fucking show on YouTube because it's all the stuff from the Pride Parade. Just like grown men twerking naked at a Pride Parade with kids there. Grown women running around naked with flags with kids. Like, don't bring your kids, don't bring your children to a Pride Parade. It's not a place for them. Please don't. It's just so much like...
Kids in Washington State, watch this video. I'm going to try to make this short. If you have teenage kids in Washington State, watch this video. I get a call today from the counselor at the high school, Snohomish, Washington. They proceed to say, your child, 15 years old, did not pick up his antidepressants at the end of the school year. I said, he's not on antidepressants. Like, what are you talking about? My kid is not depressed. I got that in my teeth. Forget it. And they proceed to tell me that they had a psychiatrist come to the school and give my kid antidepressants, and he's been on them for several months. I had no knowledge. I knew nothing about it, knew nothing. Come to find out, it's 100% legal. They could do whatever they want with our kids in Washington State in the school program.
Cap? I'm calling Cap. You can hear it in his voice. And I didn't even know that I could hear the Cap. It's too sussy.
Number one, if they're giving a child prescription in your home, you should know. Period. Number two, the only time I could see them keeping stuff like that from you is if they believe that there's abuse in the home, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, any type of abuse, or if they feel the child's at danger, 100% I would agree with them not telling me. Number three, what if I was allowing him to have a glass of wine at home? At dinner. Not that I am, but what if I was? What if he had a heart murmur? What if he was allergic to medication?
Why are you on TikTok talking about your child? What are you doing?
Like that. The kid can barely fill out a job application. How's he going to know all his medical history? How's he going to know all these things? Number three, he didn't tell me because I had a really good line of communication with the school. I got the receipts. We were emailing every week because he's on an IEP. I was talking to his case manager. He thought 100% I knew. And number four, it's not their kid to give a prescription to. So I wholeheartedly believe that they should have told me.
I don't know what to think about that, bro. Chat, more of this or not? Is this giving you a headache? I don't mean to put you through this, but I do. This is just like, this is what goes on in New York. These hoes, bro. They don't even think that they're doing anything wrong. They think that this is empowering. For what? What even, like, what are they even... It's like they want us to be stuck with them. Of course they ban abortion now. These are the hoes. This is who I'm trying to get ahead for, bro. You gotta put up with all this fucking attitude to get some top. Just look at these women are lost. Lost. We're losing it. We're losing it, chat. Goddamn shame. No, don't say they give the best head though. They give mid head. And afterwards they want money. Are you gonna call me an Uber? Are you gonna call me an Uber? Can't even give head properly. They need something in return. Just Just running wild, no men checking them, everyone in the back filming. Everyone's there entertained by it. All these dudes are like, whoa, that's sick. Oh my God. Fox McBrush says, SNEAKO, why do you care about people who are wrong? Because I live with them. I live in New York City, man. I have to deal with these people on a regular basis, bro. It's like a video game in real life. Someone said it's like a Clash of Clan raid. Look at, they're all smiling. All smiling. They don't think that there's any consequences. They don't care that there's fucking 50 people filming them. CW says you don't though, just stay in your own lane. Yeah, that's why I'm working all day. That's why I'm not at the club right now. That's what I'm saying. I am staying in my own lane right now. Why do you think I'm not at the club on a Friday night? I'm here streaming, talking to y'all. Because this is what happens. These are the people you deal with when you go outside nowadays. Haram in the chat. Haram in the chat. Who else lives in New York City here? Well, I don't want to deal with this stuff. I want to just ignore it, but it's like infecting everything. The employees of this restaurant probably didn't even do anything wrong. They're just acting up. They just act, Mill, you think that stupid? Mm-hmm.
And futures. Statistically, bodily autonomy is a person's right to make decisions over their own bodies and futures. Statistically, children are better off when they are allowed to take the lead in exploring and expressing their gender identity, and that is exactly what we are going to allow our child to do. We will not begin puberty blockers on our child until they ask us to do so because we don't want to instill the idea that they should be ashamed, unhappy, or uncomfortable.
Puberty blockers. They're messing with the baby's hormones.
With their body. But if they are, they will always be allowed to start the process of gender-affirming medical care. We get asked very often, how do we dress our gender-neutral baby? As adults, that is how we
The baby doesn't see the colors. Who are you doing this for? For you? For TikTok? It doesn't change what the baby's expression is. It either is it's a girl or a boy. You put a yellow ribbon, changes nothing except for TikTok's view of your child. You're doing this for validation, not for the kid.
Dominantly identify the gender of one another, but the answer is really quite simple. So there's a lot of misinformation about how we dress Monty, most of which says that we don't allow them to wear pink or blue. Some parents who raise their kids gender neutral / creative don't dress their kids in quote boys or girl clothes, but we actually do. We dress them in absolutely anything and everything except items with gender terms such as little princess or little man. Bodily autonomy is a person.
Who cares? It's a 3-month-old baby, chat. Let the baby be. Poor baby. Poor baby. Okay, no more of this chat. This is giving you a headache. Haram in the chat. Haram in the chat. Oh, yeah.
With my Dumbo Trump flag.
Look what's happening to America. Okay, no more. No more. One more? Chat, one more WRL. I think a lot of you guys, I think this is good to show. Enough, too much? It's haram. But I'm not seeing enough haram in the chat. I'm not seeing enough haram in the chat. Hussein Ahmed. You should have typed haram just now.
K-3, and I have taught about gender identity. So let's read a book today. Today we're reading When Aiden... Hi, so I actually teach K-3, and I have taught about gender identity. So let's read a book today. Today we're reading When Aiden Became a Brother. When Aiden was born, everyone thought he was a girl. His parents gave him a pretty name, his room looked like a girl's room, and he wore clothes that...
Just teach him math. What happened to English? What happened to Legos?
Other girls liked wearing. But as Aiden got bigger, he hated the sound of his name. He felt like his room belonged to someone else, and he always...
They're brainwashing your kids in school, bro. They're literally, this dude is brainwashing your kid.
Ripped up or stained his clothes accidentally on purpose. Everyone thought he was just a different kind of girl. Some girls had rooms full of science experiments and bug collections. Lots of girls didn't wear dresses. But Aiden didn't feel like any kind of girl. He was really another kind of boy. It was hard to tell his parents what he knew about himself, but it was even harder not to.
Isn't this creepy?
It took everyone some...
This is so creepy.
Lots of names until one...
Look at that. I'm gonna get banned on YouTube for just showing this, bro. A kid, a literal 3-year-old at a drag show. Children deserve to see fun and expression and freedom. Then take them to a playground, not holding hands with a stripper.
Around the world should celebrate Pride. Pride means that you're special.
Yeah.
And loving.
Yeah.
And kindness.
Yeah, pride does mean all those things. So what is pride?
About people who are queer, and queers is two people of the same gender who have crushes on each other.
Do you think kids should be at pride?
Yeah. Usually they mostly experience like in stories.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't. Can't do this anymore. Chat, whoever said what's the OnlyFans, you're going to hell. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Chat, delete TikTok right now. Delete TikTok right now. Ever since my brother died, I've been thinking about... Okay.